Now our series, what are the new rules about how the workplace is changing in the wake of the Me Too and Time's Up movements? There are still long-standing inequalities raising fresh questions about power, about pay. Deb Roberts is here, and you've been talking to I love this group of people that you're talking with.
It's been so interesting, Robin, because really we all know that for weeks there have been lots of private discussions about this powerful movement, men feeling anxious, some women feeling frustrated and angry. Well, this morning we're taking those conversations public. We're hearing how men and women from different walks of life are dealing with their experiences and their fears during these changing times.
Where's Amy Poehler?
At this year's Golden Globes, a comic look at mansplaining with host Seth Meyers and Amy Poehler.
I do the setup and then you do the punchline.
Oh, is that how it works? You're explaining something I already know. Is this the mansplaining part of the evening?
Have you ever had a man take credit for your work? Mansplaining, as they say?
I'm glad there's a term for it now.
Is there?
Finally, there's a term for it because we all knew it. We just didn't know what to call it.
I mean, I've been in a meeting before where I said something and somehow it wasn't really acknowledged, and then a guy said the exact same thing and somebody said, great, brilliant.
Yes. Or someone will explain something to you like you've never heard it before. You're like, oh, thank you. I didn't know that.
These encounters highlighted now in the wake of #MeToo.
I'm hoping that all this conversation will help not only the people who are in a position of power who aren't noticing the signals that they might be making somebody feel uncomfortable, be more aware, but also the people who are being made to feel uncomfortable to speak up a little.
Our focus group, 20-something and 50-something men and women from different industries.
Do you all feel freer or do you feel confused?
As a man, you know, we do have to decide, are we going to be an ally? Are you the person who just wants to be politically correct and kind of stay at the wayside?
Striking a nerve in our older group, power and pay. Research showing women still making 80 cents on every dollar earned by a man. But are women always at a disadvantage?
What I have felt sometimes is been on a job with a woman and I felt she's been treated better. I didn't think that was fair.
Yeah.
You know, where we were doing the same jobs, but she didn't have to do the dirtier jobs or the harder jobs, so they took it easier on her, but yet we got the same pay.
Joanne Lipman, author of a new book on how men and women can achieve unity in the office, says a few simple ideas can help, like amplify the achievements of others.
They call it brag buddies. I tell you my accomplishments, you tell me yours, and then we each go and brag to the boss about the other.
There's a movement that's been going on and it's like #amplify, but I really feel like that could be a new rule.
And a big one, stand your ground when speaking.
Women are interrupted 3 times more frequently than men, so I say interrupt the interrupters. You can do that if you're the boss, where you say we have a no interruptions rule here while people are speaking.
Has that happened to you over the years, getting interrupted when you're trying to make a point?
It's belittling.
It's huge.
We probably all have had that.
I have to go back to my office tomorrow and make amends for cutting.
Well, that's what's great. We learned so much. And many of you may have heard that phrase, #amplify. Michelle Obama sort of popularized it years ago. It's all about women and men, because men are a part of this too, helping somebody else be heard. Because sometimes people do sort of overlook women in meetings.
This is a fascinating series, And when you were here on Wednesday, we took up the issue about, is it appropriate to compliment coworkers, compliment on their appearance especially. And it really fell along generations. And so we heard from some of our viewers because it got a lot of buzz. And so this is Donna. She says she's in her 50s and she writes on Facebook, I know that if I was wearing a new outfit or had a new haircut, I'd probably be a little hurt. If my coworkers did not acknowledge it, it would have nothing to do with my work.
Because we want to have an atmosphere where we are friendly with each other. What's wrong with saying, Robin, beautiful shirt? It's about the intention and how well you know a person. So let's not get rid of that. Let's just think about it a little more.
But the younger generation, they saw it differently.
They've got a little room to grow in this, I think, because they feel like it's all about work. Let's not get too personal.
Okay, how about this group that you have here with us and here in the studio? Thank you very much for making yourselves available. By a show of hands, now having a little time and thinking about this and seeing both of these pieces, and I love how you all are watching yourself on TV right now. But by a show of hands, have you changed your attitude about the workplace? Has this changed your attitude at all in any kind of way? Show of hands. Yeah? Put them up high. Okay.
thinking.
That's what. But it's been helpful to have this kind of
conversation because everybody's afraid they're going to say the wrong thing.
Aren't there different training?
Well, there are training, and what I found in this that was so interesting, our experts said, believe it or not, diversity training has hurt a lot of men and a lot of women and black folks and so forth because it makes white men feel guilty. Let's do unconscious bias training. We all acknowledge we all have biases, and let's just go from there.
Let's talk about it.